Esther Henseleit, thank you so much for joining us on this special edition of the LET Golf Podcast, a Solheim Cup edition. We're now less than a week away from the tournament. I mean, how are you feeling? You made the team. It's your rookie event. How are you feeling?
Yeah, first, thanks for having me. I'm really excited. Can't wait to get going next week. And yeah, I don't really know what to expect, but I'm sure it's gonna be a special week. I'm really looking forward to just spending the time with the team, just going out on the course and yeah, just playing match play really. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's an event like no other. So I guess how do you prepare for that? You've played in majors, you've now played in the Olympics, but how do you prepare for such an event?
Um, I mean, the golf preparation is pretty similar to every other tournament. But yeah, the mental side's definitely going to be a bit different. So just talking to some of the more experienced players, they are happy to share their experiences of the last Solheim Cups they played. And yeah, just get ready that it's going to be a bit different out on the golf course, especially playing in America. And yeah, just mentally preparing yourself.
Yeah, you mentioned the senior players there. Who are you close with in the team?
Well, all of them really.
That's good.
I mean, Carlotta and Anna, they both live here in Scottsdale where I also live. So that definitely helps. I'm actually going out for lunch with Anna today. So we're going to have a little chat and just talk about what to expect next week. And yeah, it's great to really learn from the older players.
Yeah, for sure. You played your way into the team in the end, qualifying automatically. But was there a point where perhaps Suzann told you you'd be playing, or was there a moment where you knew you would be making that team?
Um, well, first, it was my goal to not rely on a pick, so
Yeah.
I never really thought about it too much until it was safe after the British. Um, I was pretty sure that I was gonna get a pick after the Olympics, um, and then definitely after the Scottish, even if I would have fallen out of the rankings again. But yeah, you still never know. You don't want to like be too certain about it and then get disappointed. So I just tried to stay in the moment and just do it myself. Yeah.
Yeah. And so far, come on, what's Suzann been like as a captain?
Yeah, she's great. I mean, she's just so passionate about Solheim. It's such an important thing in her career, and she's been so successful playing it. And it's just great to be on that team, kind of under her and playing for her. And the other vice captains as well, they're all just legends, and it's gonna be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And you said about expectations. Have you got any at all going into it, or is it complete blank canvas for you?
I haven't really thought about it. The goal is definitely to win the cup for Europe and to win as many points as I can. But yeah, it's just gonna be like any other tournament. Just try to focus on myself, show up prepared, and do the best I can on every shot.
Yeah. And I know you went out and well, you played the course. You went on kind of a team bonding uh trip with the squad back in the spring, wasn't it? If you haven't seen it, go on our YouTube. So how was that experience? Kind of getting to know the team on a more personal basis and playing the course.
It was fun. It was my first time really being around everyone who was maybe gonna be on the team, and my first real Solheim Cup experience. And it was fun. We did a bit of team bonding in Washington, D.C., and we played the course, and it's really good. It's very American. A big parkland golf course, which normally suits my game. It's definitely not going to be a birdie festival. It's just
Yeah.
going to require some good ball striking, and that's definitely the strength in my game. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. And the Solheim Cup itself, have you got like earliest memories of the competition or a moment that stands out?
Yes. So the first one that really stands out was probably the one in Germany because I was there all week. And it was great to just sit on the first tee, just watch everyone play. We had two German players on the team there as well with Caro and Sandra. And it was just great to really see the atmosphere because it was the first time I really saw something like that on the golf course. And then it definitely was a goal of mine to have that one day, to be there teeing it off the first tee and getting points. And then the year or 2 years after, I played the Junior Solheim in Iowa, which was good to see. And I'm really glad that I got to experience a Solheim in the US because I already kind of know what to expect from the fans and just the whole atmosphere on the course. So I feel like I at least have an idea of what it's going to be like.
Do you like that? I mean, we saw in the Olympics what an atmosphere that was, and you clearly thrived, but do you prefer that kind of big atmosphere event?
Yeah, it's fun. I always enjoy it when people are watching me and I try to give them a good time. I mean, it's probably going to be the exact opposite because in Paris there was definitely many people, but they were all cheering for me, and most of the people in Virginia are going to cheer against me. So that's going to be a new experience. But yeah, the older players are just saying it's the best feeling when you actually quieting the crowd. Like that's the goal, that
Yeah.
everything goes silent, and it's definitely gonna be fun to experience that.
Yeah, I know Charlie Hull often says she prefers the away sometimes, so we'll
Yeah,
have to see how that goes. 2017, then you touched on the Ping Junior. I had a look again, and it was crazy. You played with Linn and Maja in that team, and now you're all in the senior squad, heading to another away Solheim. So how cool is that? It's definitely a full circle moment.
yeah, it is. It's been fun just sharing our journey on tour because we know each other for such a long time. We've been playing together when we were probably 14. We're all the same year, so it's great to kind of see our journey and to be on the big team this year.
Yeah, and I'm curious because I mean, 10 players who played last time are playing, so it's relatively similar team. When yourself, Alban get added, is it like do you get put into the group chat or like how does that work when you now make the team?
I think that was just a completely new group
Okay,
chat. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, yeah, of course, we're rookies on the team, but we've both been on tour like probably 5, 6 years. We know everyone really well. We played a lot of match play in the past, if it was in Europe as a junior, as a, yeah, just amateur, or yeah, even over the last few years. I feel like we do both have a lot of experience. So yeah, I don't think we really feel like rookies, but it's definitely the first time we get to experience everything around it.
yeah, that's good to hear. And like match play, something you think that suits your game? I guess you said you played a lot of it growing up, but
Yeah, I always enjoy it. It's you can be a bit more aggressive, and I really enjoy playing aggressive golf. Over the last few months, I've always had a lot of birdies, which definitely helps in match play. So I do think it suits my game, and yeah, you just never really know what's gonna happen, which is exciting.
yeah. Anyone you particularly like to play with or play against?
I don't really care.
Just
Whoever
want to be out
shows
there.
up on the first tee, um, yeah, whoever.
It should be good. No, I've just seen the designs for the first tee, like how they kind of set it up with the
Mhm.
grandstand and amphitheater, and it looks like it's going to be incredible. So, I mean, if it's anything like last year, that would be a really cool atmosphere, for sure. A final one on Solheim, then before we talk Olympics, being in the team and playing. But what are you most excited about?
Um, Probably experiencing the team room and
Yeah,
really that team environment, because yeah, golf is an individual sport and you just don't get to have that. So definitely that. And then just being on the first tee, really. I'm sure I'm gonna be nervous, but it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, for sure. So touching on the Olympics, and I mean that must have been a big help going into this because the amount, even on the men's side, the amount of players who said it was an atmosphere like they'd never experienced before at the Olympics. I was there. I was really surprised actually how noisy it was for both men and women. So how much of that has been a big help? It wasn't obviously too long ago. So
Yeah, I
how
mean,
much has
we
that
will
helped?
see. I can't look into
Okay.
the future, but it was definitely something else, like something completely different than our normal tournaments. I've never, I think that first day on the first tee has been the most nervous I've been on a golf course in my whole career, just because it was so much bigger and you're teeing it up for your country. You're trying to, it's like you win a medal or no one cares. So it was definitely a good preparation just to see how your nerves are on this big, yeah, crazy big stage. Um, and yeah, the whole week the spectators were amazing. So many Germans there as well, which was really cool. We don't get many tournaments close to Germany, so it was pretty special. And yeah, I guess every time you tee it off in front of a crowd like that, you learn something about yourself, just how you behave in that environment and under that pressure. And I really enjoyed the whole week.
Yeah, well, clearly, silver medalist, the first female player from Europe to win a medal in Olympic golf. What an achievement. I've got to know, first of all, I know you've been taking it everywhere with you, but where does one keep an Olympic medal?
So I actually only got back to my place in Arizona yesterday. So far it has just been traveling with me in my bag, and I just try to keep it safe somehow. But now I need to think about where to put it. I don't really want to just leave it laying open in my apartment. So we will see what I come up with.
Well, I think your two wins on the Ladies European Tour, you won arguably the most unique trophy with a giraffe. So it's got to somehow, I feel like, go with the giraffes, right?
Yeah.
But just touching on that, then you have played so many tournaments. Well, it's not so many tournaments. You went straight into the Scottish, then the AIG after it. So you didn't have too much time to maybe think and reflect on the outstanding achievements. So now the dust has settled. I mean, how do you look back on that week in Paris?
Um, yeah, now it kind of feels so far away. Um, I actually saw some of the videos yesterday of just me playing 17 and 18, and it does feel weird just watching yourself win a silver medal at the Olympics. So it definitely took me like a few weeks to let it sink in, and now I've just been enjoying sharing it with everyone, like showing all my family and friends and yeah, just my team. And it's definitely still a bit surreal, but yeah, I've it's been really cool. And also in Germany the reaction was pretty big. Something you don't normally experience being a golfer. So it's just been really cool to soak all of that in.
Yeah. In that final day, shooting a 66, I think you were 5 shots back from a medal position going into the final day. It was so bunched at one point. Was there like a moment where you realized, oh, I'm going to get a medal here? And what was that like?
Yeah, I mean, before starting on Saturday, like all week I've been playing well, but I've just been like making some stupid mistakes, like bogeys out of nowhere, just not taking advantage of the par fives on that course. So I definitely knew there was going to be a low one possible, because I've just been playing so well. So I just tried to play aggressive, stay in the moment, and just concentrate on myself. And I think after 9 holes, I saw a leaderboard and I was in third, maybe. And I was just like, okay, what are the other ones doing? Like, I was 4 under 3.9, but I still expected everyone else to play well as well. And it just looked like no one could really get it going other than Lydia, obviously. And then I didn't really see any leaderboards until 16. But even then, I think I was in second or third, but there was still like 6-7 people tied, and they still had more holes to go. So I thought, okay, I really need to finish strong if I want to have a chance for a medal. And then I made that birdie on 17 and on 18, and then I kind of thought, okay, maybe there's a playoff for a medal, maybe I just miss out. And then to come in and everyone says, oh, it's going to be enough for silver. It was weird. Yeah, I was still so in my own focus that it was just, yeah, surreal to really know it was going to be enough for a medal.
Yeah, it seemed like you kind of knew on 18. You had that lovely moment with Reece, your fiance. It kind of felt like that point, like a medal was secure. But then you had that wait, didn't you, with yourself and Janet in the
Yeah.
clubhouse? Which, I mean, what's going through your mind at that point?
Yeah. I mean, even on 18, it maybe looked like I was, I don't know, celebrating that I had a medal, but I was more celebrating the way I finished. I
Yeah,
didn't really know where I was going to be, but I knew I did everything I could have done. And I was just really happy with how I performed under that pressure over the last few holes. So even though, yeah, I didn't know it was going to be a medal, but I was just happy with the way I played and just handled myself. And then, yeah, we were in the clubhouse. And I mean, Lydia just played so solid, even after she had that, I don't know, was it a double or
double.
something?
Yeah,
And after she hit the fairway on 17, I'm like, okay, she's not gonna mess that one up. And that's what it was. I mean, it was so impressive to watch her. She's definitely one of the best players of our time. I mean, I've played with her many times and she's just, yeah, amazing to watch. So it was really nice to share it with Janet and Lydia. We were just, when we got ready for the prize giving, we were just sitting there and we were like, okay, this feels so weird because normally in golf you only have one person that's really happy and gets to attend and get the trophy. And we were like, okay, it's so cool to share it with all of us. And it's just nice to have that feeling that everyone is kind of happy and
yeah,
not one person's really disappointed and just sitting there, finished second, missed out by one or whatever. So it was just really cool to share it with both of them.
yeah. Those photos in the green room were really really cool. I mean, what I'm so curious when you win a medal, what actually happens? So you go backstage, you get into your like official tracksuit, you walk on, you're presented with the medal. Like, is that it, or like then what happens? Is there nothing you have to? I feel like there's something more official, but I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, I mean, that all happened pretty quick. Um, then we all had to do a lot of media. It probably took like an hour, 2 hours still at the course after the round. Then you had to do your doping control. It
Age,
takes
right?
however long it takes. And then I was done, probably like 2.5 hours after we finished. And then I went to the German house. The German Olympic Federation, they like rented out a whole stadium for the 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
So we went there and there was just hundreds of people there celebrating. There was food, drinks, and it's pretty cool because they do like a medal walk for everyone who wins a medal. So you get to walk into like the main room and everyone's standing there cheering, and then you go up to a stage and then there's just like a small video and an interview, and yeah, then just everyone going crazy and you're just standing on the stage and trying to really enjoy it. So that was cool, and there was definitely a good party after.
Yeah, that was going to be
Yeah,
my next question. How does one celebrate? I know you're off to Scotland the next day, but how did one celebrate a silver medal?
yeah. Well, to be honest, I was so tired in the end. Um, but luckily everything closed at like 2:30, so we got to go back to the village afterwards. And then I actually stayed another day to go to the closing ceremony, and then
Ah,
flew out on Monday, which was nice. So we kind of got another day to just enjoy the village, then enjoy the closing ceremony, and kind of get some time to ourselves as well.
yeah.
And then, yeah, the next morning went over to Scotland.
Crazy 24 hours. So you were in the village the whole week with Alexandra, right?
Yeah, we were one of the only players, really. I think there was
Yeah.
maybe 5 or 6 of us who stayed in the village the whole week. It was definitely some long days because it was such a long drive to the course, but I'm happy that I did it. I really got to get that Olympic experience, to go to the food court every night, to go to the gym and watch all these crazy athletes work out.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that I did that, even though it was a very long week.
Yeah. How is that? Is there any athlete you bumped into that you were just like, wow?
Well, I didn't actually meet anyone like crazy famous, but I was in the gym one evening and there was some of the weightlifters just working out. I was like, yeah, it's just a different world. They do jump squats with like double my body weight on their shoulders. And it's definitely very inspiring and impressive to watch that.
Yeah, I bet. And you got to go to some events, I presume, while you were there?
Yeah, so I went to the swimming. That was, I think, Sunday night before we started, which was fun. I mean, the atmosphere in that arena was so good. Got to see a world record as well, which
Oh,
was
wow.
pretty cool. And then I went to the athletics, another world record, the pole vaulter.
Hmm.
That was pretty cool as well. And just to see some of the running, sprinting, it's just crazy to see what's possible. I'm like, okay, the 500-meter runners, I could probably not even run 200 meters at their speed. So it's really impressive just to watch them and see what's possible.
Yeah, that's really nice. And I mentioned earlier, Reese, your fiance, having him on the bag. How special was that? He's your coach as well, right? Or
Yes.
so I
So
guess sharing that moment together must have been incredible.
yeah, it was definitely very special. You don't get to experience something like that with your partner normally. So it was very cool. It was cool to share that, and it was nice to really have someone by your side who cares so much and really wants you to do well. And yeah, we had a small moment, I think, after the Scottish, when we drove over to St. Andrews, where we just were sitting in the car before we drove off and just like looked at each other and just started laughing. And we were like, okay, what's been happening? So it's pretty cool to share that.
Yeah, and as good as stuff is still to come next week at the Solheim. Is he going to be? He'll be your caddy there.
Yes, he's gonna be back next week as well.
Awesome. And who else is coming to support?
So my putting coach is gonna come for a few days during, yeah, the practice days. Then my management's gonna be there, and just a lot of friends out of, yeah, from the US and from Europe as well.
Cool. Well, a couple more before I let you go. Then, I mean, you mentioned how everything seems to be clicking this year. You're having your best year on tour, Olympic silver medal, into the top 50 of the world. So, what do you think it's been this year? What's been sort of the secret to your success?
I don't think that there was like a true secret to it. I've just been really consistent with my processes over the last 2, 3 years. and now it just seems like it's all coming together a little bit. Just, yeah, I've been working really hard for the last few years, few months, and in golf, yeah, sometimes it takes a while to really see the results after you put the work in, but it just seems like, yeah, it's kind of coming together at the moment.
Yeah. Any more goals now you've set yourself? You said Solheim was the goal. You've made the team. So what's next?
I mean, I'm still waiting for my first win here in the US, so that's
LPGA.
definitely still on the list. We'll see when that comes or if it's gonna come, but that's definitely a goal. And yeah, I mean, I think around 30th in the world rankings now, so there's still a long way to go up. Yeah, we'll see what's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're in at home now. When do you get to Solheim?
I'm gonna fly over Sunday, and then yeah, we have a few days there to prepare.
Cool. What's on the agenda? Do you know that?
I'm not completely sure. I think there's a lot of media to do on Monday, and then we kind of get Tuesday to Thursday to play our practice rounds and practice and get ready. But yeah, I mean, what you hear from everyone, that it's just a really busy week, that you don't get much time to prepare your golf game, that you kind of have to show up ready. So that's been the plan for the last 1.5 weeks, the next few days, to really get ready and then show up with not much work to do.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, I'll leave you to it and your lunch with the vice captain, Anna. She's making her 9th appearance this year, which is just mental. It's incredible. So yeah, really cool. Esther, congrats again on making the team, and most importantly, congratulations on your silver medal. Absolutely incredible, and it was a joy to watch out in Paris. And yeah, I'll see you in Virginia.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for having me.